Hi, this is Sarah. In this lecture, we will discuss Placido disc topography. Indeed, in this lecture, you will learn about the basic physical principle of Placido corneal topography and uses of Placido topography in ophthalmology and presbyopia. It is known that the primary optical aim of the cornea is refraction and focusing of the light rays, as it acts as a covering lens overall. However, all non-ideal refracting surfaces reflect some light off them. This is the principle used for Purkinje imaging, as well as in the Placido discs. Placido disc is a device made of concentric rings drawn on a device of a different color, generally white rings on a black background. The first refracting surface of the cornea, more accurately, the tear filmare interface and not the epithelium, also acts as a convex mirror and reflects back the light, in a pattern dependent on the corneal pattern. Topographers use this technique to their advantage. Whereas the original Placido discs were aimed at qualitative keratoscopy, the video keratoscope or the topographer uses mathematical formulas to provide a point-to-point quantitative gradient of these subtle changes in topography. In marketplace, there are two types of Placido disc topographers, the small cones and the large cones. Some examples are the Atlas of Zeiss, Orbscan of Bosch and Lohm, Aladdin of Topcan, Vista of Ices, Magellan of Nidec, CT1000 of Shin Nippon, TMS4 of Tomy, and Allegro Topalizer of Alcon. It is important to summarize the applications of Placido disc topography in ophthalmology. First, one application of Placido disc topography concerns refractive surgery. Specifically, Placido disc topographers are used to screen candidates for normal corneal shape and patterns, and to rule out suspicious or keratoconic patterns. Postoperatively, topography can help to assess the dioptric change created at the corneal level, thus, the effective change in the cornea, ruling out decent red or incomplete ablation, post-excimer ectasia or other changes, as well as it can be used in topo-guided refractive surgery. Moreover, Placido disc topography is applied in keratoconus. Indeed, early screening of keratoconus suspects is one of the most useful roles of topography. Early keratoconus and keratoconus suspects look normal on slit lamp examination, and the central keratometry, at 3 mm, gives only a limited assessment. Therefore, topography has become the gold standard in screening keratoconus suspects. In cases with established keratoconus, topography plays a paramount role in monitoring the progression and doing a timely collagen cross-linking, and in contact lens fitting as well. Furthermore, Placido disc topographers can be applied in surgical planning in cases with astigmatism. Limbal relaxing incisions and other methods of topography-guided incision placement are used by surgeons to reduce postoperative astigmatism. Another application that shows the great significance of monitoring is to find out the effect of corneal and ocular surface disorders, such as pterygium, limbal dermoid, and localized corneal scars, and how they can cause a change in the corneal topography. In addition, other uses are contact lens fitting, incision placement and intrastromal ring placement in keratoconus, monitoring of ocular versus corneal wavefront, planning and follow-up of presbyopic photorefractive keratectomy. The so-called presbyPRK and presbyopic laser in situ keratomileusis, or otherwise presbyLASIK. Finally, Placido disc topographers can be used for the examination of post-surgery astigmatism. For example, post-cataract surgery and post-keratoplasty corneal astigmatism can be studied with the topographer, and selective suture removal or other interventions can be planned. The uses of Placido disc topographers in presbyopia include the following. First, planning and follow-up of presbyPRK and presbyLASIK. Second, assessing longitudinal refractive, keratometric, and topographic changes following presbyopic corneal inlays implantation. And third, planning and evaluating the feasibility of corneal stromal filler injection to create bifocality to correct presbyopia. An eye like this, with irregular cornea with skewed astigmatism, is a relative contraindication for a multifocal intraocular lens and limbal relaxing incision. This corneal topography image contains the corneal pachymetry of a patient with the camera inlay in place, 12 years after implantation. Topography is a very useful screening tool for some corneal surface irregularities, such as epithelial basement membrane disease or Salzmann's nodular degeneration. These corneal irregularities should be allowed to heal for 2 or 3 months before pseudophakic presbyopic correction. It is also very useful in patients having refractive surgery when they're 25 years old, but not mentioning it later, during the history taking, when they're 55 and need cataract surgery with presbyopic correction. To summarize, corneal topography is indispensable in refractive surgery, but it's very useful before cataract surgery as well. This is especially true when a surgeon intends to implant newer intraocular lenses such as multifocal and diffractive multifocal IOLs, which demand an excellent visual system in order to yield the best results. Thank you for your attention. I hope you enjoyed this presentation on Placido disc topography, and please don't forget to run the self-evaluation tests of the lecture.